Hey everybody, and welcome to our live. It's been quite a while since we've done one of these, so we are super happy that you are here to join us. I see people from all over the place joining in. Australia, from the US, all over the US and Canada. I think I saw the Philippines earlier. There's just, it's amazing, from the UK, from Germany. It's amazing how the internet has joined us all together. And I do want to mention right away that I do have my lovely wife, Jennifer, here. Jennifer, can you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone.
Okay, hopefully you can hear her this time. We have been trying to get our mic situation all sorted out. I will let you know that I picked up Jennifer about 3 hours ago from the airport, and she was up at 3 a.m. to catch a flight, and she has a slight headache. So she is going to try her best to be with us. I'm glad you're here, Jen, because this is a big announcement.
Yay! Thanks, everybody, for joining in with us.
Awesome. And if you don't kind of know or haven't followed for a while, this has been a very interesting year for us. There's been lots of little strange things happening, situations, health crises, doors closing, doors opening, all that good stuff. And you might have noticed that for the last 2-ish weeks, or 3 weeks almost, I really haven't been doing much live or making many public announcements. And I guess I just want to cover the one thing with regards to Hatch. As most of you guys know, we are no longer an official Hatch reseller. All I can kind of say about that is that Hatch chose not to renew our contract, and it was a contract, so they had every right to do that. And we just want to say that we truly appreciate the 8 years that we were able to work with Wilcom and the people at Hatch. And it was a wonderful opportunity, a real blessing, and we wish them the best. And that's Jennifer's nodding. Agreed,
Absolutely.
Jen? So I didn't want to kind of get out there and make anything public because there was no reason to stir the pot. We're not angry about anything, and it was a blessing for us and our family. So we are truly appreciative.
Yes.
The other thing I do want to let people know about, because that's a door that closed, and another thing that has kind of been on our shoulders, and this is almost kind of bigger than the whole Hatch thing, is we've had some site issues, and I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that. I want to apologize. I want to give a little bit of an explanation. We had a lot of people who messaged in, emailed in, some understanding and nice, some obviously a little bit concerned and upset, and I totally understand the frustration. Just want to let you guys know that our site does have issues right now. They have been not fixed, but we have gotten them under, I think, control. We've had site experts and teams, and I'm talking about many people that we are kind of dealing with right now to get our site as it is now functioning properly. It's not an issue of throwing hardware at it, because a lot of people are saying, well, just get more server space, get more memory, get more speed. And we have pretty much maxed out. We have a Ferrari engine in a Ford Pinto right now. That's kind of how it's working. But it's a little more complex than that, in that there is platforms, themes, plugins, all of these things. We have a membership on our site. We are trying to almost do the impossible with the tools that we have structured right now. And that is something that we are trying to fix in the short term. But just so you guys know, and Jesse did give me approval to let everybody know this, we are completely rebuilding our site from the ground up, which is no small undertaking. We are already under progress with that, and have been before our site actually had these recent issues. The thing, I guess, that I want to kind of explain is that also is very complicated, because we have tons and tons of members and people who have classes and designs from years and years back, the last 8 years. And we have to make sure that we transfer all of that information into the new site with the new plugins, the new theme, the new stuff that's all going on. And a lot of it is being custom done so that we do not experience problems. The way they explained it to me was, it's kind of like a thing where we have all of these little guys out in a warehouse going to find things at the same time, and there's not enough guys and they're bumping into each other. And that's where I've kind of found out that for me, it's interesting, because I've been in so many meetings where I realize that I am not the most qualified or the smartest person in the room. I'm sitting there listening and learning. And I've also realized that that is a wonderful place to be when you're surrounded with people that are just super intelligent. As a business owner, that's what you want to strive for. You don't need to be the smartest or the most brilliant person in the room. You want to surround yourself with those types of people and interject the knowledge that you have, which hopefully you've kind of learned along the way. So anyways, that's sort of what's happened with Hatch and with our site. We we're going to make sure that everything gets done eventually, right, Jen?
Absolutely.
And we'll take care of you guys. I apologize. My family apologizes. We have been losing quite a bit of sleep over the last couple weeks because we've been trying to get this all going.
Yes, and the people who have notified us of issues and things, we are thankful that you're able to sort of walk us through, because without us knowing the exact issues, obviously we have no feedback for the web team who's assisting us. Yeah. And again, rebuilding from the ground up, it's a huge undertaking.
It's a huge undertaking. And I mean, again, to be thankful in a negative situation, it's a kind of a really good problem to have, because our site tends to do this when it's overloaded with traffic and a lot of people are going in to do things all at the same time. So it's one of those things where we think we've fixed it, and then we have another, peak, and we actually have to fix things as they happen. So we do appreciate all of your input and your support, and we will try to get through that as quickly as possible. Now, I did mention, and I'm going to bring this up and go to our next slide here. I did mention that Jennifer and I were going to be going to her mother's place, my mother-in-law, and we were going through a bunch of boxes and unpacking things.
John,
hold on, no,
you're not allowed to. You're not allowed
share
this story.
You're not allowed to talk yet, Jennifer. Please, okay. I maybe shouldn't have given her a mic, or actually I can mute the mic. Okay, I might mute you for a little while. But anyways, we did try it. Challenge accepted. No, just kidding. If you don't see me back ever again, you'll know why. Anyways, we did end up going back, and we did go through a ton of stuff, and I mean a ton of stuff, boxes and boxes. And it kind of got me to the point where, and if those of you are in my age range, where you are getting to that point where you're saying to yourself, when did I turn into that old guy or that older person, that older lady? Because I always thought myself to be, progressive and young and on the cutting edge. And now I'm getting to that point where I'm saying things like, in my day, and 40 years ago, we did this. And it's really getting nostalgic when I'm going through all of these boxes. And just to give you an idea of how nostalgic it can become, and Jennifer doesn't know I'm going to show this, so I'm going to pay for this later. But here is a little button I found. Am I allowed to show this, Jen?
Sure.
Okay, a little button I found.
That's why you brought it back.
Okay, yeah, that's why I brought it back. Well, Jennifer and I think maybe you were 17, Jen, at the time, maybe?
Yeah, probably around there.
Yeah, around there. So anyways, we just found all kinds of cool stuff of when we were young and things that we did back in the day in the business and all of my magazines. And here, this is Jesse and Ken and I going through a bunch of the magazines that I did find. I found a whole bunch of content. Those will be coming out in the future. We're going to use those as content. I probably wrote 30 or 40 articles for various publications over the span of 8 or 9 years. And it was kind of fun looking through these because I didn't even remember writing some of them. You know what I mean? It was just oh yeah. Yeah, I remember
as you
doing
get older,
that.
you lose your memory too. So maybe those.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Happening to me.
Speaking of losing your memory, anyways, and I did find a cool little photo. This was back in the day, in the Punch Perfect days, when we used to do the ISS shows, as they called them in those days, and we did the DAC shows and the NNEP shows. And there I am with brown hair, and I was, obviously pretty happy at that time because it looks like I have a little bit of a gut, don't I, Jen? Happily married at that time. But anyways, that was a lot of the contest stuff. And we used to go to these shows and we would sell our digitizing services. And it was around that time that I started to be an educator. And going back to that old thing of in my day, in those days when I gave my first, seminars, which were full-day seminars on digitizing, I actually remember giving my first class with an overhead projector with acetate slides and an easel with 4 different colors of markers. And I taught an entire day class using those tools. So it was kind of amazing because, this is before PowerPoint. So It was kind of fun to see all this stuff. But I did also find something really, really cool. And I'm going to mute Jennifer for just a second here. Jennifer, you are now officially muted. Okay. Okay, because here's what happened. I ended up, for those of you who don't know, writing. Oh, actually, you know what? I got to share this first, and I'll put Jennifer back on because she might want to do it. I saw something on Facebook, and it was the cutest saying, and I had to share it with you guys. It says, "The reason I'm old and wise is because God protected me when I was young and stupid." And that is pretty much my mantra, isn't it, Jennifer? Yes. Okay. So I got to be honest with you guys. Not only in business, but in my own personal growth over all these years, I never had it all figured out. I'm like a work in progress, and I've learned from my mistakes, and I've done lots of stupid things. But hopefully, I'm getting a little wiser because I do listen more than I talk now. Obviously, not in a live, but in meetings, I try to do that. But I wanted to get that out there as well because I thought that was really cute. Here, this is what I wanted to talk about. My book, Digitizing Made Easy. I actually wrote this book. I think started it in like 2007. And it went, that's when the copyright was actually done. And then I think it was published the very beginning of 2008. And it did really well. It kind of, got me into the industry. It was with a actual publisher. I think we've sold like 60 or 70,000 copies. You can still get it on Amazon. I know we have a link on our site somewhere for that. But here's what happened. When I did get the very first publication of it, I, of course, took one of the books and I signed one for my beautiful wife because she really is the reason why I am who I am, in my opinion. And I ended up giving her that book. And then what happened was about 15 years ago, I was still on the road doing events, and all of a sudden the book disappeared. And it was like tragic. And Jennifer was like right away, what did you do with my book? Hold on. I gotta. Take it with you. Okay, hold on. She is muted already. I'm going to turn you on, Jen, but try not to overtalk me too much now. Okay. So Jennifer's mic is back on.
Are they going to hear your story first?
Yeah, they're going to hear my story. Okay, so what happened was the book was misplaced. It was lost. And I did go to a lot of events at that time. And I did used to take the book with me if I couldn't find any others. And Jennifer, when I lost the book, she was very upset because I had signed this to her and it was dated and I put, kind words down. And I must have, during one of these events, given it away to somebody because we were selling the book at the events. And I can understand her being really, really angry because, that's like committing literary infidelity or something. I did not think enough of my beautiful wife that I kept that book sacred, and I held on to it with every bit of my fiber and being.
You should have asked every time you took it.
And anyways, so what happened was we were at my mother-in-law's and we were going through all these boxes, and I had my boxes which were like marked like comic books, office crap, those are the kinds of words that I use. And then there's one box that I'm going through and it says hair supplies, and Jennifer, in the early days, she was a hairdresser many years back, and she has lots of hair supplies. So I thought, okay, I opened the box and I end up, taking out a book. And I thought, what is this book doing in the hair supplies? So anyways, I looked at this, and there's a book, and it's in pristine condition. And when you open it up to the first page, it says, "To my beautiful wife, whom I owe all that I am, love, John XOX. January the 2nd, 2008. This is the best find I have ever had in my life. Because, hold on, I need to, hold on. I just muted Jen. Because for 15 years, I endured like at least 3 or 4 times a year over 15 years, the fact that I gave away this book. Now, here's the thing, Jen.
You put it in my box. I knew it.
There's absolutely no way. Anyways, give me some thumbs up, some hearts, make some comments there, because this is one of the few times in my life, in my marriage, that I was right. And I will put this out there right now. If Jennifer Deere does not want me to bring this up maybe every 3 months or so for the next 15 years, I'm going to give her the opportunity to come right now and give me a kiss on my cheek and say,
right
I'm
now
sorry.
after I'm back from the airport.
The option is yours. I mean, if you don't want to, hold on. I think she might be getting up.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You guys saw this. That we could actually say right now, that's the big announcement, and it's all over because Jennifer Deere was on camera. I am going to walk back through this video. I'm going to, anyways. So you guys heard that. I have it live. I was right. I haven't even been watching the comments, but I hope that people are having as much fun as I am on this one. Anyways, are they having fun, Jen?
Okay, wrap this
Okay,
up.
so
We're here for
yes,
something else.
now
Let's
we are
go.
here for something else. I really do appreciate you guys coming. This is the big announcement, although that one was pretty big. We actually have a door that's open for us. This actually has been something that has almost been going on the last 2.5 years because we, knowing our customers and knowing the market we're in, meaning that we are pretty much targeted to embroiderers who are kind of either in the home embroidery industry and doing embroidery or crossing over from the home to commercial industry. And they obviously have incredible machines within the home industry that do all kinds of stuff, and they can, get costly because they do sewing, quilting, all these wonderful things. And then there's also the crossover machines, which are multi-needle machines. And we did support another brand for a few years, and all respect to the brand that we supported because hands down, they are in my top 3 favorites of all time, and they are incredible. The only thing that was kind of missing, not that there's anything missing with the equipment, but the only thing that was missing was it was actually a pretty large footprint, meaning that it wasn't necessarily a crossover machine. It is a very large commercial machine that is at a commercial price. So we did kind of look at partnering or joining with other equipment people out there, and we took our time and we almost signed on to a couple things, which I'm very glad that we did not, because I know my strengths and I know our family strengths, and our strength is education and being able to show people kind of how to do things and giving recommendations on things that we truly believe in. I will never sell something that I don't firmly believe in. And for me, supplying support with distribution or bringing in equipment or doing all that kind of stuff, we toyed with the idea, and I was so close to pressing a button of bringing machines in from offshore that it was almost like we backed out, and I'm really glad we did because we actually have partnered with Tajima. And Tajima is our official partner now, and their distributors, Her Solutions in the US. They are nationwide, coast to coast. RB Digital all across Canada, Tajima Australia. We have in my opinion, the best machines in the industry now, which is what I can really focus on. And we have the best support in the industry because Tajima has always done things above and beyond what other machine manufacturers have. And just to give you a little idea why why I kind of really focused on this is because my career, for the most part, started with Tajima. For those of you who know me, I started digitizing in 1983, so I've been doing this, a long, long time. I actually was in embroidery my entire life. Our first Tajima machines that we brought into our second factory was in 1981, and I remember from the age of 15 years old, kind of working in the factory, working on these Tajimas. This was before I was a puncher. We actually, our first Tajima machines didn't even have trimmers on them because we used them specifically for emblems, and they weren't tubular because they were only flat beds, and we actually did things the old-fashioned way. When we bought our first multi-head that was 24 heads, it had an oversized sash frame. It was a flatbed machine because, again, we were emblem manufacturers, and we ended up having 4 of those jumbo 24-head machines, and then we started getting into tubular 18-head multi-needle machines. So we grew over decades with Tajima, and they lasted for years. And I'm talking production. This was like 3 shifts a day, 6 days a week, because we used to take Sundays off in the old days, and we still do. But we started out with Tajima, and they, in my opinion, are the excellence in the embroidery industry of the machine that gives the best quality for the equipment, quality for the stitches, and quality for the support. And hopefully what we're going to be able to do is bring quality for education. And that is what we are going to really try to focus on our absolute most with regards to this partnership. So we are so excited to be joining with Tajima. I'm just going to bring this up real quick and let you guys know a little bit about the machines. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. Okay, guys, I know what happened. I apologize. I was muted there, and the reason why I was muted is because apparently I can't close myself off completely. I have to leave my little self there while I'm talking on the screen, so my apologies. I learned something new today. Hopefully it wasn't too long. But the Tajima that we are really getting behind and focusing on is the Tajima SAI. It is a 8-needle machine with a small footprint that has the same Tajima quality as their 15-needle and their multi-head equipment. It is an incredible piece of machinery. We, as an official reseller, are including our exclusive bonus of designs valued at $2,600 worth of designs that you get to choose. And that is a free bonus when you actually fill out the request form on our link. Because what we're going to do, if you are interested in finding out more information, we're going to connect you with the distributor in your area so that they can follow up and give you whatever information you want. Now, the Tajima SAI goes through all kinds of things. The features are there of, why it is kind of a set apart piece of equipment than other machines, because I understand there's lots of crossover machines that are, available in the industry now. I know that the price points are getting less and less on those machines, especially when they're coming in from offshore. But the great thing about this machine is it is at a competitive price. It's actually for the original package, it's under the $10,000 mark. And then if you want to start adding accessories onto it, there are optional accessories where you can actually do things like, and I think it's here, like pocket frames, sock frames, shoe frames, cap frames. You can actually get mighty hoops for them. We have, I think, 15 different sizes of mighty hoops that fit on this machine. And it really is a machine that is built for production. All of that, Tajima quality that you see and output is actually within this smaller footprint of a model. It does go 800 stitches per minute, which a lot of other machines will say they are faster. But we did speed testing with, I think it was like 4 different brands compared to the SAI, and we ran them all at 800 stitches per minute, and we ended up getting better stitch quality and faster results from the SAI than we did any of the other machines. So it is just an incredible piece of equipment. If you're interested, just click that link. The distributors are also offering free shipping on the machine. And that is something that, is obviously an added value in the US. That's like a $600 value to have this shipped to your door. It is a small enough footprint that you can actually have it just shipped to your door. They will give you the support and training that you need. And that's where we're going to come in and giving you lots of support and training with videos and things to help you get started and all kinds of things, how to embroider t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats. We are going to get all of the aftermarket frames and show you how to do those as well. And it's really just one of those situations where you can embroider, and if embroidery is your passion, it will give you hassle-free embroidery with a piece of equipment that will literally last you 20 years. If you want to cross over into the commercial industry and start a business, I think there's no other piece of equipment that is a better investment than a Tajima. And the biggest thing, and I should mention this, is the support. When you are working with Tajima and with their authorized distributors, these are companies that have been in the commercial embroidery industry for decades. And I mean, 30, 40 years. And they know what they're doing, and they will get you the support you need if there are any issues, or if there are any training problems or things that you have questions about. There'll more than likely be videos and things to help you get past the learning curve. And that's where we're definitely going to come in and fill in the blanks as well. Any questions, Jennifer?
I see a few popping up.
Okay, so awesome. If you are interested in the Tajima SAI, just click on that page that allows you to fill out this information. It does ask you which package you're kind of interested in. Is it a basic machine SAI? Is it the starter kit, which will give you the cap attachment as well? Or is it the other Tajimas? Because Tajima obviously has their machines, not only single heads, but multi-heads, and they have 15 needle machines. They actually have a new machine out that actually implements artificial intelligence with tension adjustment. And I have not personally played with this machine. I'm looking forward to going to a trade show and learning more about it. But apparently this takes the complete learning curve out of being a professional embroiderer and getting professional results, because AI is taking over your thread tensioning based on whatever you're sewing it on, which is just incredible. But anyways, any questions, Jennifer?
I see a few questions. Michelle is asking, what is the largest hoop size?
The largest hoop size on the Tajima SAI is 200 by 300, and it is an 8-color machine. I know, when we were doing commercial embroidery, and especially if we're talking about doing this as a startup market where you are transferring into doing embroidery for profit, most of our designs were within 5 to 11,000 stitches, which is an item that I would consider profitable, because the longer something takes on a machine, the less money you're making on the goods, or the amount of goods you're selling. In other words, embroidery is a byproduct of the item that you want to sell, which is a shirt. So my keeping targeted stitch counts when I'm selling goods increases my profitability, because then I sell more shirts, more hats, more aprons, more tote bags, more shoes, whatever it is you're selling, you want those to get off of your machine as quickly as possible. The other thing was, we very rarely did stuff with giant jacket backs, because jacket backs have a tendency to have 100,000 stitches, and it's really hard to say to a paying customer on a single head machine that you need to charge them $180 or $200 for the embroidery on a $50 item. So that's sort of where, and we'll teach you that as well. I mean, part of our focus is going to be showing people how to become profitable with this machine, if that is their intent. So we have a whole bunch of curriculum and series that we're going to be rolling out in the future.
Do you know what that would be in inches? Somebody's asking.
In inches, actually, if you do go to, I don't know the conversion exactly, but if you do go to that SAI page, and it gives you all the information about the SAI. I didn't cover, a ton of stuff that's there. There's laser pointers, there's tensioning, there's a whole bunch of things that come standard on the SAI. There is actually a software program, the Tajima Writer Plus software, that comes with it. So, which is amazing, because if you're used to having some other equipment where you're bringing in your designs like PES files and you're seeing it in color, and if you've ever done commercial embroidery with some of the commercial machines, you know that you always get the default colors coming up, so that your pig is not pink, but it's green, or your flowers, instead of the leaves being green, they're purple. And it's because the DST files, or those expanded file formats, don't actually retain color information. But Tajima does give you software that you can directly connect to your machines, or a series of machines, that allows you to bring in PES files and assign your colors on your machines, and it makes life a whole lot easier. So there is a ton. We're just getting rolling. We've been working on content for a while, and you're going to see a lot of content rolling out from us geared towards not just the SAI, but also on how to embroider certain items on a multi-needle machine.
Speaking of certain items, Mary Kay says, how does this work for hats? She's looking at
Oh,
something that is a little bit faster than what she's doing.
the hats, in the video, we do have a video that will be coming out very shortly on embroidering finish caps. Tajima is known for doing hats, and that's one thing that really impressed me. We also have an unboxing video that's coming out with the SAI where you're going to see, and we have a review video and all that kind of stuff. I was, for my Australian friends, I was gobsmacked when I took that machine out, set it up, put in a piece of embroidery, hit that start button, had it hit at the top speed of 800 stitches per minute, and it sewed out flawlessly. Most times with a lot of machines, you never run it at the top speed. You want to slow it down to 500, 600, 700 stitches per minute to make sure you get consistent results. With this, the tensions were perfect. With the finished cap, I think I slowed it down to 700 stitches per minute when we did that, but I might have left it at 8. I'll have to check the video. But the cap frame that comes on the SAI is actually geared so you are able to get pretty close to where the peak meets the crown. And that's one thing that I didn't really like about a lot of the other machines that I saw out there, is that you end up having, you know, like a 2.5-inch field, but you're starting that 2.5-inch field 1.5 inches up from where the crown meets the peak, and it looks like your design is floating on your top of your head. You know, so the cap frame with the Tajima SAI is awesome. It gives you the same professional quality results that their Tajima flagship machines do with regards to doing finish hats. So yeah, it's great.
Rosemary was asking, does it include software?
Yes, it does. It includes base software. It is not a digitizing program. It's not like the Design Doodler that gives you a whole bunch of tools and bells and whistles, but it does give you a program called the Tajima Writer Plus, and we will have videos coming out on those, how it interfaces with the machine and things that it does as well. It gives you a bunch of basic editing, layout, and lettering possibilities. So besides the fonts that are built into the machine, which I think there's only like 7 or 8 of them, if I'm not mistaken, there is a whole pile of fonts that come with the software. So that is included with the base package. Any other questions?
Don't think so. I think they're being answered as we're going along.
Awesome.
But any other questions, feel free
to any other questions you have, please feel free. We are super excited about this. You're just going to see a ton of content. It's kind of strange in a way, because when we started talking with Tajima and, you know, getting this organized with Hirsch, which is an incredible organization, they are just, you know, and obviously the US, they have coast-to-coast coverage. They have done distribution better than any company I've seen. You know, the longevity and their support and the history, although all the distributors are good. I shouldn't be saying it like that. They're all great, and they do incredible jobs. I know that RB Digital has been around, I think, for over 100 years, and they have coast-to-coast support and coverage from the East Coast to the West Coast of Canada. And Tajima Australia, the exact same thing. So they are just really set up to support their customers commercially. And, you know, with the SAI, this is an entry kind of crossover level machine, but you're getting that same dedicated support that you're getting within the commercial industry. Because if I mean, I know enough about business that even though this is an entry level machine, if you are successful with whatever your goals are, odds are you're going to want another one. Or you're going to want to get a 50-needle Tajima machine because you are just so impressed with the results you got from the SAI. Then your business might grow and you might need a multi-head machine. So, you know, this is something that they do, and they will give you the support that you need to get past the learning curve. And we will be there as well. I was kind of getting to the point that for me, this is kind of a pinnacle moment in my personal career, because back in 1981, I really started my, you know, journey. My history was with Tajima. You know, even before I was a digitizer, I was running a Tajima, and that's what we had in our factory from day one, other than our Schiffley machines. And now all these years later, we're talking almost 40 something years later, Jennifer's over there smiling at me. Yeah, there's the old fart talking again. But, you know, this is like at the beginning of my career, I started out with Tajima, and now near the end of my career, I have established a partnership with the company that really began, my whole thing in embroidery. So for me, this is it's kind of a really big deal, and I am hoping that this partnering with Tajima and their distributors goes on for, what's that?
Partnering with the resellers?
The resellers, the distributors. I hope that this will go on far past me. I hope that for decades and generations to come, my family will be able to continue to work with Tajima and their distributors. So anyways, I do have a couple other things, guys, because we always make sure that we include some of what's new. Just so you know as well, I did mention that we are a Mighty Hoops, I guess, kind of reseller. We actually work with them, and if you do get a SAI, you can get your Mighty Hoops through our link. We, as I said, they have like I think 15 different hoops. That's just the hoops, never mind all of their attachments that go with it. So that is available for the SAI. And as far as what's new, we have a couple new design packs. One pack that I really think is super cute is our cuddly cats. I think I wanted to call them cuddly kitties. I'm not sure if it's called cuddly cats or cuddly kitties. Oh, look what I found. I just happen to have this book here, Jen. Did you notice that there's a signature in there? I'm going to give this to you, my dear. Okay, here's your book.
See, and you brought it back.
I wouldn't give it to you before.
Already.
Yeah, here's your book. Okay, so anyways, but we did this, and we did run this on the side, just so you know, and I'll actually get this one off of the big screen just so you can see it. But here you can see the embroidery and the quality of the stitches. So that is one pack that we just came out with all of these cute kitties, cuddly kitties. And then we have the sarcastic bundle too. And I do love sarcastic sayings. So sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. That could be one of mine right there. Anyways, so we have these two new packs that have come out every single week at Embroidery Legacy. We have new designs that we release that if you are a member, you can download those as part of your membership. If you just like individual designs, you can purchase those individually for $3.95 a piece. So we are reasonably priced. And if somebody wants to win, right now, let's type in Tajima SAI, whatever you'd like to type into the comments. Even if you don't spell it correctly, it doesn't matter. I think it's SAI and Tajima is TAGIMA.
What are they winning?
And what you're winning is you get to choose either the...
So one winner from Facebook?
One winner from... Let's do two winners.
All right.
Okay, two winners from Facebook, two winners from YouTube, and you can get your choice of having the Sarcastic 2 bundle, or you can get the cuddly kitties or cuddly cats, whatever we called it. But you get to choose. So we'll give you guys a minute just to type in Tajima SAI, and we'll announce those in a second. Any other questions, Jen, while we're letting people?
Yes, I do. It's called Cuddly Cat.
Cuddly Cat.
Yes. Okay,
so Cuddly Cat. And they are cute. I mean, they are super, super cute.
Michelle, the format that the Tajima uses is a DST file.
It is DST when you load the, if you take a USB and you load the USB directly into the Tajima, it will read a DST. But if you have your Tajima Writer Plus software, I think direct connected to your Tajima, it allows you to bring in a PES file, and then you can actually assign your colors within the software, like directly to the machine, send it over. So it is kind of a cool, and I do need to test this more. So I might be speaking out of turn here, but it allows you to at least be able to view, designs with the colors that, like these kitties, obviously, if you're seeing default colors, it might get a little confusing. It's really good to have, this kitty looking like it should when you're inputting the colors on your machine.
Can you use Design Doodler with the Tajima SAI?
Yes, for sure you can. And that is the other beautiful part of this. Just so you guys know, the Design Doodler, the developer of the Design Doodler is, Pulse Tajima. So Pulse Tajima is actually the company that makes the software for Tajima. They are the ones that made the Tajima Writer software, and they are the developers who have developed our Design Doodler software. So we have a relationship with Tajima that goes back, many, many years with regards to machines. But even with Pulse, I have been working with, and I have known the people from Pulse for the last 30 years as well. You know, back in the day, we we worked with Pulse. So yeah, we are full circle. We're becoming just Tajima.
And is the price comparable to other machines?
The price, it is comparable to other reputable machines. And when I say reputable, I do kind of want to go big picture here, because I do want to put a little couple of things here. Just so you know, I did a video a couple weeks ago where I gave my personal opinion, my personal preference of what I consider reliable, high quality machines. And that is not to say that I am in any way trashing other machines that are out there on the market. There's a lot of good machines there. There's been an influx of a lot of offshore machines. And I just put out a little thing there where it was like, you know, whatever you choose, it's kind of like a do your homework, make a purchase you feel comfortable with. The only reason why we're kind of promoting this is because I obviously believe in Tajima. We have a history with it. I know you're getting a great piece of equipment at a competitive price with other pieces of equipment that are within that same range. So there are machines out there that you can get off Amazon and stuff that are very low priced, but I wouldn't put them personally in the same category. And I kind of want to leave it at that, right?
If somebody has different file formats like ART, will they be able to use those files with the Tajima SAI?
I will have to go into the Tajima writer software and see if they will read ART. I'm not 100% sure of that specific format, but if you do want to in our group or send us an email, I will be happy to look into that for you and find out. Odds are, if you have another program, I know it reads PES and I don't have the software open, I could probably, if I did have it open, look really quickly, but you should be able to, you know, bring in other formats and send them directly to the machine.
Okay, and Brenda's asking, do they have a 6 needle?
They do not have a 6 needle machine. The machine right now is an 8 needle that they have available. Like any, you know, that's like anything, you know, they've kind of chosen, I think, a amount of needles right in the middle of some of the other counterparts. And the one cool thing that I did find with the SAI, because I also know that there's 10 needle machines out there, 12 needle, 6 needle. When I was inputting colors on the SAI, it was very, very easy for me to enter the colors and right away put a stop function in there so that I knew I had to switch out if I did. So it doesn't, it's a very user-friendly, simple interface that is not confusing. It does, you know, one thing really, really, really well, and that's embroider. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we have our winners, Jennifer dear.
Oh yes, let me flip over to where those were sent. Okay, the YouTube winners I have, and again, your choice is the kitten designs or the sarcastic designs, and you can email into our office. Gail Gleam, so congratulations, Gail Gleam. Email into contact@embroiderylegacy.com, and the other YouTube winner is Jessie Gibson, so congratulations, Jessie.
Awesome. Gail and Jessie, congratulations.
Yes, and then our Facebook winners, I have Robin Elms. Congratulations, Robin. Again, contact@embroiderylegacy.com, and let Leanne know your choice. And Joanne Belloso. So congratulations, Joanne.
Awesome. Congratulations, guys. Those, again, you get to choose which ones you want. I'm kind of interested as to what people are going to choose, if they are more partial to the kittens or if they're like the sarcasm. I lean towards the sarcasm, even though the kittens are super cute. One other thing I did want to let you guys know before we kind of check out is our Christmas in July party is 17 days away. Santa is coming and we are going to have a lot of fun. We actually, on the 27th of July, the price is $39.95, but for that price, you get a ton of Christmas designs that you can get all set up for this year for Christmas. This is the first year we've done this in July. Normally we did it, you know, probably too close to Christmas, and people were always a little upset that they didn't have enough time.
End of October.
End of October. So this is done in July, so you guys have plenty of time to use all these designs. And we have a bunch of incredible in the hoop projects that you're going to get as well. And we have contests and a bunch of stuff that we are doing. So all of that is, I guess, 10, 17 days away. So 17 days away, and for $39.95, and it is over $400 worth of designs. So it is a great price.
Give us some hearts if you've been to one of our parties before.
Yeah, give us some hearts, and if you are coming, give us some thumbs up. We got a ton of people that are signed up, so we appreciate that.
We've got a great sponsor.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Madeira is actually sponsoring an incredible bundle of a whole bunch of stuff: stabilizers, threads. I should have brought up a picture. Okay, if we do another live next week, I'll bring up a picture. But if you go to the site and you do go to the Christmas party link, you'll see the incredible package that Madeira has put together.
Yes, thank you, Madeira USA.
Yes, thank you, Madeira USA. We appreciate it. And just so you know, if you are not from the US, the prize is still yours. You'll just have to pay for the shipping and any customs or brokerage or duties that are applicable. So, but you'll still get the prize. But other than that, I think we're pretty much done. Any other questions? Last minute questions, Jennifer?
I guess I'm reading this and listening to you at the same time.
Okay.
So if they stitch out the Santa or...
Oh yeah, sorry. The bonus designs, we actually do have some bonus designs that we are letting you download right away. And if you do sign up between the next week or so, you'll want to make sure you run one of those designs on anything you want and post it in one of our Facebook groups, because that is going to be another prize that we're going to give away, which, if you just show us what you sewed out, it's not based on who did the best idea or sew out. All you have to do is sew it out to participate. And also, I'll let you know that the designs that you see here that have all the backgrounds and stuff, I did edit out a whole bunch of the background stitching of these designs and reposted it as an addition. So if you signed up really early and you only have the designs that have the full backgrounds there, go back to your account and it should have automatically been updated with the additional designs with fewer stitches. I did that because Jennifer told me to. Right, Jen?
I read everybody's comments in our groups, so we do appreciate, again, the emails and your comments. One of the reasons why we're having Christmas in July is because we've had a lot of requests for it. So again, we do appreciate your feedback, your emails, your calls, etc., to let us know what you want, because we're going from an outsider's perspective, I guess you could say. And again, the more...
What are you trying to say, Jennifer? I'm just going to let her go on for a while. Well, let's see. Keep going. Or I'm going to be in trouble now. Yeah. Okay. Here's the point of what she's trying to say. Sign up. You're going to have a great time. It's going to be lots of fun.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. So anyways, and Jennifer, keep in mind, she's been up since like 3 a.m. this morning.
I probably had 2 hours sleep.
2 hours sleep last night. Yes. So she did great. And here's the thing, guys. I wore her down. Did you notice that? She had
I'm just too tired. That's why you did it today.
Sleep deprivation. But if you notice, she came here and she gave me a kiss on the cheek. So that's a big one. So, and she did say sorry, yes. Which I've been waiting 15 years for that. But to be fair and honest, I thought that I might have I heard it so many times repetitively put into my head that I gave away her book. I actually believe that I gave away her book, But anyways,
well, now that I know that works.
Okay.
Anyways, again, thank you, Madeira USA.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. And make sure you join us, on social media. We really appreciate your support there. Look for the tons of videos that we have coming in the future. We obviously we are going to get back to focusing on digitizing in the near future, but right now we're going to be putting out a ton of content for embroidery, projects and things like that. And, in the hoops that are coming up, we're going to have a whole bunch of content for you guys, and we really appreciate your support.
Yes. And yes, Brenda, the bonus designs are in your download from the party.
Yes. Yep. If you signed up for the party, your bonus designs will automatically be there. Just so you know, all of the other designs, like the ton of designs and all the In the Hoop projects, those will be in your classroom right after the event. And if you can't make the event, it is being recorded on Zoom. You will get a Zoom invite a little bit prior. You won't get that right away, but you'll get a Zoom invite. And if you do have other things going on at that time, no worries. There will be a replay for you to watch it at your convenience, and you still will be eligible to win. You don't have to be present to win.
Right. 7-day replay.
Yep.
Yes.
7-day replay is included.
Yep.
Okay.
So again, thank you for joining us and acknowledging that we partnered with the resellers for Tajima, and
Yeah.
super excited.
We are super, super excited that we are now part of the Tajima SAI family. So again, we just thank you guys. Go check out that page and you'll get a lot more information that I wasn't able to cover here live, but it is an incredible machine. And when we have that, I think that the unboxing video is coming out really soon, but you'll want to watch that on YouTube because we were just blown away with how this machine performed.
3 little things. Angela, yes, shout out to Leanne. She is fantastic. Agreed. Peggy, yes, you'll still have EMB files provided to you. Absolutely. And the third thing, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I had a third thing and I don't know what it was.
And Leanne is incredible. Leanne in our office, if you're watching, we thank you and we love you. She's been part of our family for many, many years. We won't say how many years, but yeah, she is great. So thank you very much for your help with all the website issues that we had recently.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, thank you guys. We appreciate you and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.